If you're like me, you're very much excited for the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League video game. We have been getting more and more info, trailers for this upcoming title, and I am so freaking excited. I cannot wait to see what the absolute madman and women that are working at Rocksteady, and that's a compliment because they come up with amazing video games. So today, in order to pay a bit of an homage to all those lovely folks, what I went ahead and did is I took all the different designs that we've seen for 12 different characters up until this point and redesigned them into Lego form. So of course, guys, if you do enjoy today's video, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and let me know down in the comment section below which is the best design that you see here today. We're gonna kick things off with the one and only one of the villains, it seems like, in the side of the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, and that will be Superman. We still don't necessarily know what is possessing the Justice League to cause the problems that are going on. We obviously know that some characters like Amanda Waller will be involved in trying to take them down, and her team of the Suicide Squad. But in addition to that, we obviously see a certain character by the name of Brainiac appear as well, or at least his ship. So I'm guessing that that will play quite a bit of a factor. But regardless, here is the one and only, the Man of Steel with those glowing red eyes. I did go on ahead and try to capture that, and the much darker kind of red tone that they have for that costume. I think this one turned out so freaking cool. Very, very happy with this. The next character we see is a character that just appeared in the latest trailer for the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, and that is Green Lantern, or more specifically, John Stewart Green Lantern. It looks like he's not getting a particularly major overhaul to his costume, unlike some of the other characters that we'll see who look quite a bit different than what we typically expect them to look. But Green Lantern John Stewart is going to appear, at least, to look pretty regular in terms of comparing him to what we were used to seeing in things like the Justice League animated show, or even, of course, the comics. Another character that appeared in the latest trailer for the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League is Wonder Woman, who actually seems to be, at least as of right now, one of the characters that it seems like will actually be on your side, meaning the side of the Suicide Squad, helping them to take down the Justice League, because we see her brawling with Superman one-on-one. I think that she actually gets a pretty cool redesign, and I try to capture that element. She has this kind of almost like short cape or scarf going on, so I have that captured, as you can see. In addition to that, they gave her kind of a more slicked back hairstyle into like one giant ponytail. Still has that crown or tiara, I think it's called, and then of course she has these gold gauntlets that she wears. So I went ahead and captured all those elements and made sure that they are showcased here in the Lego version of Wonder Woman. The next character we see is going to be the speedster known as Flash. Now, I did actually make his skin tone look a little bit more like possessed, similar to Superman and the Flash himself in that trailer, because within the trailer we do see that it almost looks like he's kind of zombified or like infected with something. Obviously, we don't know all the context of what's happening within the game yet, but what we could see as far as details are concerned, I did capture here in terms of those orange goggles that he's rocking and the much darker tone of red that they utilize for his costume, whereas traditionally speaking, the Flash is a lot more of a vibrant red, a bit more of a colorful red. It seems like in this game, since it's a bit more of a gritty title and it's going to be a rated M for mature game, it seems like they went into a bit more of a, I guess, gritty look for all the characters. Now, at the helm of the Suicide Squad itself is, of course, government agent Amanda Waller, and I wanted to try to get as close as possible to that trench coat that we see her wearing, which looks really cool. It almost gave me a little bit of like Nick Fury vibes, because he usually in the comics always wore that kind of long trench coat. So I think that's really cool to see. And we see her also utilizing a pistol, so I went ahead and included that detail as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't get those kind of like yellow stripes that she had sort of on the shoulder pads. That's the only kind of omission as far as details are concerned for this particular look for Amanda Waller. And so I think it's time that we begin to take a look at some of the Suicide Squad itself. We know that, of course, the game is going to be piloted by 4 main characters, and one of those characters is going to be Deadshot. He's pretty much the only character so far that we've seen in 2 distinct looks. So that's why right here you can see him without his mask. So this is the unmasked version of Deadshot. And I did go on ahead and give him or something that looks similar to the giant gun that he has within both trailers. So I did go on ahead and replicate that element. He has a really cool odd outfit in this game, much cooler than what we've seen him look like in the previous Arkham games by Rocksteady, at least in my opinion. But obviously we can't just do the unmasked look. We have to do one where he is masked up. So here he is with the mask on. I think this looks so cool. I am so happy with how this one turned out. It just looks super duper sick. I don't know what you guys think. Obviously, let me know in the comment section below. Maybe this is one of your favorite designs. I am very happy with how this one turned out. I think this is one of maybe my favorite out of the entire bunch. Now, before we continue with the rest of the team, I did go on ahead and take some creative liberty and decided to design my own take on what I might think that Brainiac will look like within this game. So I did go on ahead and utilize some Brainiac parts that you would traditionally see, like the actual headpiece and the actual torso, but then I did customize it to make it a little bit more gritty looking, darken the skin to be a little bit less cartoony green and more like saturated, almost like military green. I did give the blaster that he's using an effect particle as well. So overall, I'm super duper happy with how this one turned out, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if I'm right about my prediction as to what Brainiac might end up looking like in this game. Oh, but that's not all, because what I did do as well is I did go on ahead and actually customize my own take on Poison Ivy as well, because again, we don't know that she will be in the game, but it certainly looks like it's something that has been teased in the latest trailer where we see the giant plants kind of like swallowing our characters up. So it definitely hints at the idea that either Poison Ivy will be a fight in the game, maybe she'll be an actual playable character, who knows, time will tell. But I did want to go on ahead and come up with a new redesign for her. Technically, from what I remember, doesn't she die in the Arkham Knight series? So it's going to be interesting to see how they will bring her back. Like, she becomes one with Gotham or something like that. So it'll be interesting to see if they bring her back and how they justify that, since this game does take place in that universe. But what I wanted to do is pay homage to her look from Arkham Knight, since that was the latest look that we saw from her, but then at the same time also do something unique. So that's why I included that scarf, because I feel like it's kind of like the red shirt that she wears, and I changed the skin tone to be similar to what it was in the Arkham Knight, where it was kind of like this very pale green, like very light green color. So that's the idea behind that. And I added the plants attire because I feel like she would be more one with the plants, if that makes sense. She might end up being more zombified if they're doing some sort of a zombie component to this, because that would be really cool as well. But let's carry on with the main squad. Here is the one and only Captain Boomerang, and I am so happy with how this one turned out. The only nitpick that I have with this design is that I wish I could put the handkerchief thing a little bit lower so that you could see his face more clearly, but unfortunately the game does not permit me to do that. So that's the only thing that I would change, because I really do like how this one turned out. I think it looks pretty darn close to the actual look that we see within the game. And I did give him the actual boomerang ability or batarang ability that allows him to go on ahead and utilize and hit targets like he would typically do, utilizing his boomerangs. And here we go with the next one, guys. This is the one I feel sad to showcase this one, because I know I'm gonna get made fun of for this one, but I don't care. I tried my best to go on ahead and get as close as possible. This is King Shark. This one was so incredibly difficult, because the only customizing that you get to do within the vast majority of Lego games is of minifigures, which means that they are figures of this scale. So that means that I had to try to replicate a character that should be more kind of this size and look a little bit more like this in minifigure scale, which was quite a bit of a challenge. But I still think that I did try to capture some of the key elements that we see from King Shark, whether it be the jeans that he wears, the brown boots, that little kind of like strap item that goes across the t-shirt that he's wearing, like the tank top that he's wearing, the tattoos on the arms. I did capture that element, and I tried to create a fin like a shark would have. Fortunately enough, if you don't like this design, you can use the big fig that exists within LEGO DC Supervillains. The only problem is, of course, the fact that this looks nothing like what King Shark looks like in the actual Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League game, because this is more kind of like his appearance in the comics, like his original appearance in the comics back in whatever it was, 2005 or 3 or something like that, in the Superboy comics, I believe, is where he debuted. So again, it's up to you. You can use this design if you really, really don't like my take on it, or heck, you could go on ahead and assemble your own take and then tweet at me or tag me on Instagram at Blitzwinger to let me know what you guys come up with. And so last but certainly not least, the last character to be showcased is the one and only Harley Quinn. This is one of the designs that surprisingly was quite a bit of a challenge, particularly because she has such a unique hairstyle in the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League game, where her hair is not really in this kind of style where it's like the double ponytails. It's more like kind of like really short, like I think it's called a bun, I want to say. So she almost has like 2 different hair buns on the sides instead of a full-on ponytail. So that was incredibly difficult to replicate, but I still think that I did capture a lot of the key elements that we see from the different trailers. So I did go on ahead and only give her the one single glove on the right hand, the baseball bat that of course she's carrying, and then the recolor of the costume that fits the kind of blue, black, and red colors that we see predominantly showcased in the trailers. And so there you guys have it. Those were 12 characters from the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League series. Let me know what you guys think of the designs that I went ahead and showcased. Let me know which designs you liked, which ones you think maybe sucked. Let me know down in the comment section below. And of course, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I also do want to take a quick moment and give a huge thank you to all the members of the channel. Thank you so very much for supporting the channel. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, there's a link down in the description. You can do that as well. Thank you so very much for your support. And don't forget, guys, since Christmas is right around the corner, maybe you should consider picking up some Blitzwinger merch. Thank you so very much for your support. Peace out. I'll see you later, alligators. Bye-bye, everybody.